Straight ahead on 12 News, a Crystal business owner's idea to pay tribute to a beloved family member.
So incredibly beyond his scope with floral design. He was so talented.
Plus, a civil rights pioneer pays a visit to a Brooklyn Center school. But first, unseasonable warmth sweeps into the Twin Cities, creating sudden dangers on area lakes. 12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. It is not often we see 40-degree temperatures and rain in February.
It is welcome news for people sick of the below freezing temperatures, but the same cannot be said for ice fishing enthusiasts.
We're getting warm water runoff coming in, and it's going on top of the ice sheet and further speeding up the melting process. And not good. Pretty bad.
Joe Hardy runs Hardy's Boats and Bait Shop along Medicine Lake in Plymouth. He says under normal circumstances, these next 2 weekends would be busy because the season to fish for northern bass and walleye is coming to a close. Instead, Friday's rainfall forced Hardy to put up the thin ice signs, essentially bringing this chunk of the fishing season to an abrupt end.
We did make it to about 18 inches of ice, so there is still some good ice underneath this water. But it's going quickly. The accesses are where it's going to be bad quicker because of all the traffic going on, salt on the tires and stuff.
The fishermen don't officially have to remove their ice houses until March 7th, but today the Hennepin County Sheriff's Office recommended removing them as soon as possible. Lakes usually have between 25 and 30 inches of ice this time of year, but this year the measurement is between 12 to 18 inches.
A Brooklyn Park woman who pleaded guilty to making terroristic threats against a Muslim couple will serve jail time. Nancy Noble admitted to pointing a gun at the couple when she questioned what they were doing in her neighborhood. The couple was actually picking up their son at a friend's house. Noble later apologized by saying her weapon was only a pellet gun. A judge sentenced Noble to 45 days in jail and 3 years probation that requires her to participate in a cultural awareness program about Islam. A local family hopes to breathe new life into a park named for a fallen Robbinsdale firefighter.
The Donato family is raising money for park improvements. Reporter Shannon Slatton explains why. Shannon?
This was Victor's dream.
Inside Donato's Floral on the border of Crystal and Robbinsdale, you can still sense the presence of Victor Donato, the shop's founder and driving force.
He was kind, very generous, funny, talented, always brought joy to other people.
Victor passed away unexpectedly in 2014, and his sister Anna has been working to honor his memory since then.
He's done a lot of special things for a lot of special people.
The family started a gala and foundation to donate money to local charities, and now Anna is working to raise money to refurbish a local park.
Choosing Hollingsworth Park has a special meaning as well because we are directly family friends.
Thomas Hollingsworth Park on the shore of Crystal Lake is named for the only Robbinsdale firefighter who has died in the line of duty. Thomas Hollingsworth died in 1984, and a plaque in the park pays tribute to him.
To honor Tom is important because that park is very significant and beautiful.
Anna has several ideas for the park, but right now they are just that, ideas. She's organizing a fundraiser where people can name bricks in honor of a loved one. The bricks would possibly go in some part of the park.
It's a process, but at least there is a start.
The city has not yet started the approval process for any changes to the park. The Park and Rec Commission will talk about it, though, at this upcoming week. We did confirm with the Hollingsworth family today that they do support the Donato family and their efforts to freshen up the park. Mike?
All right, thank you. Brooklyn Park continues to reap the rewards from redesigning its 2 ice rinks in 2010. Its geothermal ice arena is being recognized as one of the most energy efficient in the country.
We don't waste anything. Our compressors are running about 40 degrees colder than every other refrigeration system, which allows us to be about 30% more efficient just on that part.
The ice arena improvements were part of a citywide $6.3 million energy efficiency project. Geothermal heat from the city's water system cools the rink and heats portions of the community activity center. The arena is saving about $60,000 a year with the system and reducing carbon dioxide equal to that of taking 141 cars off the road. The U.S. Humphrey School of Public Affairs recently recognized the city with its Local Government Innovation Award. The improvements should pay for themselves in 12 years.
It costs some money up front, but we are paying it back, and it's not good. After the payback is done, it's clear, it's profit.
The ice arena could serve as a future model. In fact, a group from South Korea visited to learn more about the system.
A setback for Golden Valley-based Mortenson as it tries to wrap up work on the new Vikings stadium. The company announced today that the roof of U.S. Bank Stadium sprung a leak, and about 30% of it will have to come down to make repairs. In coming weeks, the large black panels on the eastern side of the building will be removed. Mortenson says it took months to diagnose the problem and determine a proper fix. The repairs are expected to cost about $4 million, which Mortenson will pay for. Coming up, a civil rights pioneer pays a visit to a Brooklyn Center elementary school.
And then later in sports, the puck drops for the start of section play for several local boys hockey teams.
But first, hints of spring on Saturday, then a little bit cooler on Sunday. We'll be right back. There's nothing teachers like more than to hear one of their students has done well.
The Sunset Hill Elementary in Plymouth got a visit from one of their former students who is now a published author. Wayzata High School freshman Justin Anderson wrote a story about rescuing a cat and her kittens, and it became a book called Saving Stripes, a Kitty's Story. It was published last summer, and so far more than 150 copies have been sold.
I wasn't expecting to sell any copies, so that was a surprise.
Well, the book sells for $10, and 100% of the proceeds go to the Adopt a Pet shop in Plymouth. Well, some school kids in Brooklyn Center had a brush with history today as part of Black History Month.
A civil rights pioneer, Bettie Fikes, showed up to share her experiences from 50 years ago. Eric Nelson has more on her visit.
I've been traveling.
Bettie Fikes is a trailblazer. As a kid, she was at the epicenter of the civil rights struggle in Selma, Alabama.
There were a lot of people just at March and was completely kicked out of their homes. So a lot of things that we take so for granted today, someone had to die for back then.
This is Black History Month.
Fikes addressed students today at Northport Elementary School in Brooklyn Center.
We're still in a fight.
Mixing in music with her message.
Most of our younger generation now don't even have a clue about their history.
Fikes and countless others jump-started the civil rights movement in the 1960s, building a foundation for change that benefited African Americans. Today, however,
and I'm crying more than I ever cried before.
I have a history.
Fikes believes there are cracks in that foundation.
What will your story be?
When the foundation is laid, you're supposed to be able to build. We're not building.
Fikes experienced police harassment in Selma and knows it still happens in 2016. She says a few rogue cops bring down the entire police force.
See, these bad cops have made it very bad for people to trust the good cops. There are a bunch of good cops that represent different states and cities.
Fikes also follows the Black Lives Matter movement.
I'm on board with Black Lives Matter.
And sympathizes with their cause.
People are just getting fed up. And they don't know any other way to speak out other than this.
For Fikes, her visit to Northport is just another step in a remarkable journey.
No man is free until we all are free.
In Brooklyn Center, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Later this month, Fikes will be honored in Washington, D.C. It is recognition for all she did for the civil rights movement 50 years ago. Still ahead, spring fever on stage.
We will preview Cooper High School's spring musical coming up. At first, the Maple Grove girls hockey team opens play at the state tournament. John Jacobson is that and more next in sports. They are still making school history. The Maple Grove girls hockey team at state and doing well.
Yeah, great start for them on Thursday night. Maple Grove's girls hockey team is in the state tournament for the first time ever. The Crimson look to make it a successful debut as they met Lakeville South in the Class AA quarterfinals. The Cougars get a fluke goal as the rink-wide pass is off target. But Hallie Gill chops it on net, deflects off the goal stick of Coco Francis and in, and it's 1-0. Maple Grove answers. Taylor Wente to Maya Martinez to Lauren Kaufman for the wraparound goal. 1-1 after a period of great chances for both teams. Early in the third, Martinez with a great stretch pass to Kaufman, who hits Wente in front of the goal. The Crimson break the tie to take the lead for good at 2-1. Francis is very good in this one. She stops the point-blank chance here to keep the lead intact. Martinez finds Kaufman for another wraparound goal later in the period, and Maple Grove's lead grows to 3-1. Kaufman adds an empty netter for the hat trick as the Crimson enjoy their first state game.
Yeah, I didn't want to get off the ice at the end of the game. I just sit there and wait for everyone to leave and just sit on the ice with my team. But the support of my team and the coaches and everything really helps, and the positivity of everybody makes it that much more fun. And
Maple Grove meets top seed Hill Murray in the semifinals Friday night at 8 o'clock on Channel 45. The Maple Grove boys hockey team open play in the Section 5 AA tournament Thursday night. The ice form in Champlin, the site as the Crimson play Spring Lake Park. Kevin Nygaard on the rush is stopped, but Jack Kelly buries a rebound for a 1-0 Maple Grove lead just 40 seconds into the game. Forechecking pressure causes a turnover, and Jordan Randall chips the puck in. Maple Grove goes up 2-0. It's 2-1 Crimson after one. On a power play, Trevor Janicki is patient and finds Nygaard alone in the slot for the goal to make it 3-1 Crimson. 22 seconds later, Hunter House sets up Gavin Miller, and the Crimson roll to a 6-1 win. Also in 5AA, Osseo is blanked by number 2 seed Centennial. Champlin Park is shut out by Anoka. In the semis on Saturday, Maple Grove meets top seed Blaine at 7 o'clock, while Anoka and Centennial play in the early game at the Ice Forum. In Section 6AA, Wayzata is the number 2 seed. They started play Thursday as the Armstrong-Cooper Wings looked for an upset. Good effort by Luke Patterson to Matt Nelson. He stopped but taps it to Billy Duma for the goal. And Wayzata leads at 1-0 3 minutes in. On the rush, Jeff Greninger shoots. Grant Anderson buries the rebound, and it's 2-0 Trojans. The Wings respond. Trey Rooney with a nice pass to Eric Evans for the quick shot and goal, and they pull within 2-1 midway through the first. Good passing up ice here for Wayzata, and Mark Senden capitalizes, scoring to make it 3-1. The Trojans add 5 more goals in the second period, and they win it 9-3. Also in 6AA, top seed Benilde-St. Margaret's facing Holy Angels. The Red Knights move the puck well in the first period. Stars goalie Sean Daly solid though, and it's scoreless after one. Benilde breaks through early in the second. Nick Austin to Jerry Callinger for the goal. Benilde gets another late in the period on a nice pass by Austin to Zach Ristow, and it's 2-0 Red Knights. Third period, Ristow shake a defender and snap home the goal for a 3-1 BSM lead. And then later, Ristow pops in a rebound for his third goal of the game. Benilde advances into the semifinals with a 6-1 win. Also in the 6AA quarterfinals, Hopkins falls 4-2 to Cretin-Derham Hall. In the semifinals Saturday, Cretin faces Benilde at 3 o'clock, and Edina takes on Wayzata at 7. Both games are at the Bloomington Ice Garden. Champlin Park competes in the Class AA team portion of the state gymnastics meet Friday night. Saturday, the individual meet will feature gymnasts from a handful of local schools in addition to the Rebels Best. Park Center has 2 qualifiers headed to state. All-arounder Maddie Clausen and Haley Illy on the vault. Illy won the vaulting title at the Section 5AA meet, and they look forward to competing after a strong section meet.
Definitely, that's one of the best meets I've had in a while. I kind of started off with a rough season, and it just kept improving, and it felt really good. I felt like I had a really good meet.
I had like one of the best vaults I think I've ever done at sections, and so I was really, really happy that I got first in sections, so it's really good going into like state, hopefully to place.
Maple Grove also has 2 state qualifiers, both on the balance beam. Senior Natalie Young and 8th grader Nadia Abed, who are both first-time entrants.
It's really exciting because it's my first year of high school gymnastics, so I don't know, it's just exciting to go with the older girls and to see what it's like.
I think it's really exciting for me. It's been my goal all season long, and it's my first time and as a high school gymnast, so I'm really excited.
Wayzata also has 2 state entrants. The AA individual competition starts at 6 o'clock Saturday at the U of M. And that is a look at sports.
All right, thanks, John. We'll be right back. The time has come for high school spring musicals.
Cooper High is presenting an entertaining adaptation of a Gershwin classic, and Neil Persley gives us a glimpse in today's weekend showcase.
Set in the 1930s, Crazy for You is a modern adaptation of the original George and Ira Gershwin 1930s musical, Girl Crazy.
The show is a classic love story. Guy works for the bank, has to go to Nevada, deal with some business, foreclose on a property, and the woman who owns the property, he happens to fall in love with, but then she finds out that he's foreclosing on the property, so of course she can't love a guy who's foreclosing on her property.
Cooper Senior Emma Shine does an excellent job in her role playing Polly Baker.
She's been growing up in, the West and hasn't really been exposed to really necessarily feminine things.
She's the only woman in Dead Rock, Nevada, and has the look of being annoyed down to a science.
She's very hard and stubborn.
Polly Baker's counterpart love interest is played by Nathan Osk, doing a fantastic job in both song and dance as Bobby Child.
Since January, it's been non-stop rehearsals, everybody, all hands on deck, and it's really come together this past month.
As you would expect, there are plenty of Gershwin tunes, as well as something you don't see often in high school musicals, tap dancing. The humor is funny, the singing is very good, and the dancing has been well choreographed and rehearsed, and it shows.
I'd say it's not really a serious show. There's some moments where it tugs at the heartstrings, but overall it's a very comedic show. So if you're looking for a good time, looking for a few laughs, you should come by.
I agree, and give Crazy for You a rating of CG for crazy good. For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley, 12 News.
Crazy good. Crazy for You runs this weekend and next at Cooper High School. And for more information on tickets and showtimes, you can go to our website. We'll have that at 12.tv. I recognize the music.
I was going to say classic songs, tap dance, great set.
That's great.
How can you lose?
Have a great weekend, everyone.